Howdy again, everybody. This is Doc from Thorofan coming to you with the name behind the race. And wow, what a last week it's been, especially for Thorofan and just for racing fans everywhere. We had that great Thorofans Award brunch with Donna Broughton Brothers, Acacia Courtney, and all the other great celebs that showed up. It truly was a wonderful event celebrating Dawn Mellon and Bob Giordano, who both were very, very deserving award winners. And then EquestriaCon, what can you say? An amazing first-time event. Truly, I think, exceeded expectations of everybody was there. We do thank them a lot for allowing Thorofan to have a small portion of time there to speak, and it was great to meet so many different people and just really celebrate racing and everything that's great about racing, while also acknowledging there are areas, that we do need to improve upon and work towards, but there was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of positive thinking, and it just really was a great event all around, and everybody is to be thoroughly commended for putting that together and just pulling off such an amazing event for everybody involved in racing. It truly was great, and we can't wait to be part of it and experience it next year. So for this week's race, we are going to stay up at the Spa and talk about a race, well, that could have had a completely different name if not for the humility of the person it's named after. What do I mean? I'm about to show you as we once again look at the name behind the race. The title for oldest stakes race for 3-year-old fillies in the country goes to a race held at Saratoga every August called the Alabama. So, many would figure the race is named after the state, and are now asking, why am I focusing on a race that obviously everybody would be able to figure out the name behind? Well, yes, the race is named for the state. But did you know it actually could have been named the Cottrell? Aha! Bet you didn't know that, did you? First run in 1872, the creators of the race wanted to name it in honor of William Cottrell. He was the captain in the Confederate Army of the Civil War, and also an avid breeder of racehorses. In fact, he is known in the racing world for standing the stallion Daniel Boone, who was a full brother to the horse Kentucky, who happened to win the inaugural Travers Stakes at Saratoga. Try as I might, the only photographic evidence I was able to find of Cottrell was in a muster roster for the regiment he was part of. When asked if the top filly race of the Saratoga meet could be named after him, the very humble Cottrell did not feel completely worthy of the honor, and instead preferred that it be named after his home state of Alabama. Run at various distances from 1 1/8 miles to its current distance of 1 1/4 miles, it has become the sister event, per se, to the Travers for the Boys run a week later. It's not too uncommon in the racing world for an owner to win a certain stakes race more than one time. But how often do you see an owner do it with a time span of 44 years between those wins? That is what happened with the Alabama wins of horses bred and owned by racing icon Ogden Phipps. He won the race with Busanda in 1950, and then again with Heavenly Prize 44 years later in 1994. The Alabama has produced many memorable runs in the past, from Gopher Wand to some of the greats of yesteryear like Chuvie, to Blind Luck and Havre de Grace in their 2010 stretch battle, to Songbird's win last year. One of the more amazingly impressive runs of recent years that I recall happened in 2012, when all the top 3-year-old fillies at the time lined up, and just when you thought the winner would have to tire, she didn't, and just kept running.
In lingerie on the outside, so impressive at the rail, rounding the far turn here at the old Spa. 3/4, 109 3. Can Questing keep up this brutal pace? She's still out there by 2. Here's In Lingerie moving to second, and So Impressive is back to third, and Grace Hall has tailed off into fourth. And then it's Via Villaggio as Questing turns for home. The mile up in 1:35 flat, and Questing still going strong. Opening up here, 5-length lead. Leaving In Lingerie, back running in second, So Impressive third, and they're coming down to the finish. A spectacular, exhilarating performance by Questing to win the Alabama by 8.
Well, there you go. Everything you wanted to know a little bit about the Alabama and how it really could not have necessarily been called the Alabama all these years if not for the humbleness of the person it technically is named after. As you can see, I'm joined here by kitten cappers who should be off studying the form, but of course being a kitten is far more interested in what's on my desk. So that's about going to do it for this week's edition of The Name Behind the Race. If you happen to have a name that you're kind of curious about how the race got its name and all of that stuff, drop us a line here at Thorofan. We'll be happy to research it for you, and you never know, it might end up on a future segment. I am Doc for Thorofan, and we will see you next time on The Name Behind the Race. If you're an incredibly passionate thoroughbred racing fan and want to find a whole bunch of people that are just like you, why not check out Thorofan at Thorofan.com. Sign up to become a member, get our amazing weekly newsletter, and learn everything and anything there is to know about this amazing sport we call thoroughbred horse racing. Thorofan, giving the fans a voice.